doing pretty well with our jobs. We're not making a lot of money, but we're making more than most. And, so we're sustained, in that aspect. But, the fact that there are so many people out there that are hungry for something to do, whether they're looking for extra income or just looking to save some money. I've been passing these samples out to people on a daily basis, at least 3 or 4 every single day. And I'm following up with them this week. I'm going to have several people probably to come into the business this week as ISRs and hopefully go platinum by this weekend. And that's about it.
So that is a great goal. Platinum, I'll remind everybody, is 12 personally sponsored ISRs. So 12 people that you brought in at $199. Not only will you go platinum, you'll make yourself a little chunk of money, which is exciting. And what I love about the network marketing business is everybody can come in and they can pursue it the angle they want. I myself, everybody that knows me knows I'm directly spoken, right? And I don't do it to upset anybody, but it can be kind of polarizing. So because if you say what you think, sometimes people think that you're actually making them wrong. And that's not the case at all. In my book, it's just not the case at all. Everybody should have the right to express their feelings, their perspective and all that. But I believe that there's only one reason that a person starts a business. Now, let's take a regular business, and I was gonna have Jeff, if you're gonna, okay, Jeff is not gonna be there for a second, I suppose. So when Jeff gets back, I was gonna have Jeff make a quick comment. Hi, Rose, nice to have you here. I'm gonna promote you to panelist if you like. And Derek, I lost Derek. He was on there. Let's get him back. Derek is a retired colonel. Oh, there you are. Hey, Derek, I want you just to make a comment and tell people, if you wouldn't mind, just really in a nutshell, your background. I see you're wearing your Army hat there. So you're a former West Point grad, colonel, retired. You're working on the Hall of Fame you played football at West Point, I understand, right?
Well, actually, I ran track.
You ran track. Well, I'm not going to try to track you down then. So I want you just to go ahead, if you don't mind, give people a little bit of your background so they can get a sense on some of the people that are coming into the team and kind of what makes them tick. Please.
Well, I'm like a lot of representatives, I would say, that are driven and would like to improve their quality of life. And for me, I've been on a number of teams all my life, beginning back in junior high, probably even elementary school. So I'm used to working with people on teams. Like most people, I've come to a point in my life where I realize I'm not making enough money, and I would like to help people improve their life, and I want to continue to work with people. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I want to get out and help people save some money and improve their quality of life and get them thinking about, what are they going to do for the retirement? How are they situated right now? And there's a vehicle to help them get there. And I think this particular business is that.
Okay, listen, I don't want to leave the most important thing out. I want you to tell them your name, where you're from, and what your most recent background over the last 10 years. In other words, what were you doing and what did you achieve doing that? So people actually have a sense of who you are.
All right. I'm Derek Anderson. I'm a retired colonel from the United States Army. I was an Army aviator and also Army armor officer. For the last 10 years, I was in the military, and I served as a battalion commander, a deputy group commander. So I've been around very large organizations in the past.
There we go.
That's pretty much me in a nutshell.
That's a big nutshell. That's a big nut to crack right there. We appreciate your service, and all of us do. And I'll tell you, you were part of the real Army, and we're thankful for that. So Jeff, I want you just for a second, if you can. I know you're working on your camera there, so maybe we
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can, but we're not seeing you.
There you go.
There you go. Jeff Wayne, I want you just in a nutshell, in 1 or 2 minutes or less, to tell your name, where you live. And Jeff is sitting literally on the doorstep of Platinum. We were talking about it yesterday. And I think you've got 9 or 10 personally sponsored. You're right. You can share if you want. But take a moment out, Jeff Wayne, one of our dear friends.
I have 8 personally sponsored. I expect to get the other 4 in the next 2 weeks, maybe this week, but we're working on it right now. Spent a terrific day yesterday with Blaine, learning more about how he does this business, which was very generous of him, and he helped me with people. This is an exciting business at all levels. People don't get, when they look at their budgets until they look at them, that the money they save at the increment, the $10, the $5, the $7, same as in a business, that last money is post-tax money. It goes right to the bottom line. It makes a real difference in any household. And at the end of a year, it makes a difference that people don't even contemplate. So to be able to help people now and have a couple more dollars in their pocket to be able to do things that they haven't been able to do because of inflation, because of the price of gas, because of just living, to help them is great. And to give them the opportunity to then make more money on the other side and actually create something for themselves. We've got a tiger by the tail here. So
all right, fantastic.
I'm even thinking of enrolling my dog. He's sitting behind me here.
Well, some people do. They enroll their dogs in their garbage cans to try to get more people signed up. But, I do know your dog. He's probably smart enough to do it. Yeah. And listen, the next time when we have you on, I'm going to have you actually tell them just a little bit about where you're from, your background, and that sort of thing. And thank you for sharing today. Hi, Liliana. Nice to see you. Beautiful young lady. So listen, we got 5 minutes, and I'm actually, I think I've got 4 minutes. So how about we go into a little topical teaching for you and give you a thought or two. I was mentioning just before I had Jeff come on that I have a perspective. I think that all of us should have a perspective and believe that we're correct and right in it, but not to become argumentative or belligerent in it, if that makes sense. I think sometimes you can have Justin, good to see you. Folks, I want you to meet Justin Dyke. I'm not going to have you comment on here, Justin, because of time. I hired Justin. He's paralyzed from the waist down, never played a down of football in his life. He's been paralyzed from the waist down in fact, just about all of his life. And but he coached semi-pro football, and he coaches championship teams now. And he's a dear friend. He's one of our teammates, and he is also hired to work internally at the Dream Team. You'll see our website come up in the next week, and you'll see some other things that will come up that will be wonderful. And on the website, we will have all of our training, all of our videos. They'll be all indexed and categorized under training, under recruiting or prospecting, under follow-up. So it'll be very orderly. We're also going to have a champion showcase, a leader showcase, where we will put pictures in there. For example, we're going to get Michael Renz in there as a diamond. We're going to have Mike and Barbara in there as platinums, and myself. And you won't, the level will start to have pictures will be platinum, and it'll have the person, their name, and where they're from. And then when they hit diamond, then we'll have a bigger picture, a showcase, where they'll have a couple of pictures, and we'll have a little bit of a story about them. And they'll be able to have a little video or audio message that they can speak out on the website, so that we can attract our people by them seeing other people. That's why I've done this today with Eric and Jeff. I like people to get to know who you are. Now, with that said, Justin, thanks for being on here today, and we're expecting big things from you. I'm going to just tell you that the perspective today, and then tomorrow, I'm going to devote my time to approach lines, and it'll be recorded. And if anybody is good at writing scripts, which I don't, I don't write scripts. I have a script that is me, But if someone wants scripts, they can take the audio and make the scripts. I believe scripts are very helpful. I think that you don't want to be bound legalistically or inorganically to a script, but you should use one until your personality comes into it, until you start to become versed in it. So I've been a professional sales trainer for most of my adult life, and we've always used scripts, but I always had somebody that took my audios and made the scripts. And so if you're here, you're good at taking that kind of thing and making a script out of it. I'm thinking about a couple people on here, like the Colonel and Jeff. We would appreciate it. And then we'll post those on the website. There'll be the audio next to the script, and then we'll work on them. But in the last minute and a half that I've got here, I'm going to just say this to you, that tomorrow will be all about approaches and how to run the system. But I want to give you a perspective. Every one of you come to the table with a different perspective. Some people will say, well, money's not very important to me. And, or some people will say, it's all about the product for me. Or some people will say, whatever it is that they say, right? Their value system comes through. And what happens often with us human beings is that we hear someone say something and we decide that it's a mutually exclusive comment. What do I mean by mutually exclusive comment? If I were to say, I'm here to make money, a person might say, well, that's all they care about. They don't care about the people. That's a mutually exclusive comment. That's a very common way that human beings think. If I say I've got conservative values, they say, well, you don't like the liberal causes. That's just not true. I like freedom and I like conservative values, but I love the libertarian way, live and let live. And my point is that we need to get out of the mindset of our blinders on. And someone says, I want to build a big team, not to fall into the mode that they say, well, they don't care about the product. Are you hearing me on this call this morning? Nod your head if you're hearing me, because what I'm sharing with you is very pervasive in network marketing. There has been I'm at 9:21 right now. So I want to just ask you, would you like me to go another 4 minutes on this, or would you prefer to end it so you can go? Okay. I'll always ask your permission. And for those of you that aren't on the screen, I'd like to get yours too, but yeah, I got hands going up here. So thank you. I want to say this to you, that we've got to get out of the mindset that I'm right and you're wrong. We got to it's a critical mindset. It's not a teamwork mindset. You've got to believe you're right with passion, but not with belligerence. And you've got to realize that it is listening to and hearing the ideas of other people that start to expand you. But I will tell you that I do know, after all these years, I do know what has contributed not just to the success that I've had in networking, but what has contributed to the success of a lot of mentors that I've had that have made $100,000 to $300,000 a year, or more, in some cases, much more. And so when I say something, and I know that I not only come across, but I am very opinionated. I know that. I'm a man of very firm resolve. I'm not doing it to make you wrong. And I'm not doing it to diminish how you see things. So with that said, I believe that the number one foremost thing that a person should do if they're here to be in business is have a goal to be financially successful. If you started a real business and capitalized it with $150,000 of your own personal money, would you say that you don't care about the money? How many of you, if you were here and you started a business and capitalized it with $150,000, would say, I need to generate a profitable business? How many of you would say that? So you can't say out of your mouth that you don't care about the money. You have to say the number one priority to me isn't the money, even though the money's important. Now, I'm giving you some coaching here, not to critique, but to say perspective is important, and what you say out of your mouth creates contracts with yourself. So to be successful in this business, the number one guide is your income. It's a business, so the number one guide is your income. So I don't believe anybody comes into a business and doesn't want to generate income. But I will tell you this, none of us on this team come into a business with a desire to grind through people, kick them to the curb, diminish them, and go after the money at the expense of the people. There are people in network marketing, I've been around it for a long time. There are people in network marketing that are climbing the ladder so fast, they do not care about the people. I know that that's true. But I'm going to tell you, at the Dream Team and at MPG Extreme, it is the hearts and dreams and hopes of people first, and the achievement of finances second. And the way that we do that is by opening outlets and driving volume through those outlets and mentoring those people with a strong coaching style so that they can experience success by empowering people. And I believe that's what Mike Register was saying, is he wants to be known as someone that empowers people, advocates for people, helps the underdog rise up and succeed. But if you're not showing them by example that they can make money here, I'm going to tell you, you're like the football coach that has a losing season. Nobody's going to want to come and be on your team. So I'm saying be proud about it, but understand that your income will always be, like Zig Ziglar said, it'll be based upon helping people. I'm going to wrap up by saying this. As we move forward here, here's what I believe that we are. We're an organization that has an unbelievable company executive team at the top with Randy and his wife, with Andrew and Nancy at the master distributor, and with the staff back there in the customer service. I believe that they are as top drawer as any company I've dealt with, and I've been in 2 companies that were billion-dollar companies, and I was a part of being that growth to that level. And I've not seen one company that I've been a part of in 40 years that has had a better executive team, a better leadership, and a better set of values at the top. They are servant leaders. They're here for us. Number one. Number two, the field leadership across the board with myself, with Mike Dew, with Mike Renz, with Andrew and Nancy, and with other people that are in the company that I don't know personally, but I've heard. It is my judgment, if you might, that this is a character-centered group of people that are here to serve, to help, and to build. So all of the people we bring in are going to have a great benefit. Now, if you want to be a salesperson and sell product, which is what most people, when they come into networking, somewhat feel that they should do, then what you are relegating yourself to being, and I'm not, if you want to do that, I'm not knocking it. But what you're relegating yourself to being is a linear income earner that makes money when you make a sale. That's called a linear income earner. You make money when you make sales, okay? But I think that all of us want to have reoccurring or residual income that comes in whether we make a sale or not. How many of you want to sign up for that program? I want money, mailbox money coming in whether I make a sale or not. The only way you can do that is by opening outlets, recruiting people. That's why we set the target on platinum. You go out, you get 3. Now you say, I'm a quarter of the way there. You go get 3 more. Hey, I'm halfway there. Jeff has got 8. Listen, our team right now, we're going to have 6 platinums probably within the next 4 to 5 days. And then Jeff, whenever Jeff, next week or the week after, that'll give us 6 or 7 platinums. Sherry Dickey and John Dickey are going to be platinum today. And Mike Dew's going to have 20 platinums in his group. He's building a monster team. And I'm reaching out to people on the team. I was on with Colonel Derek a few minutes ago, and I said, listen, he comes out of depth. I said, I want to have a mentor-protege relationship with a coach-athlete relationship, and I want to help you if you want to go platinum and beyond. There's a guy, Colonel in the Army. You think he's a high achiever? I'd say so. So I'll wrap this up and I'll say this. Ray Kroc set the example. I'd encourage you to get the book, Grinding It Out, The Making of McDonald's. You can buy it on thriftbooks.com for $1. Grinding It Out, The Making of McDonald's. And what Ray Kroc said, he was not in the business of hamburgers, French fries, and milkshakes. Now, here's the guy that was the founder of McDonald's, that an average person would come into a restaurant and say, oh, he's in the hamburger business. He's in the food business. How many of you understand what I'm saying? They would make an observation, But let's say what Ray Kroc himself said. He was in the business of opening outlets and moving volume. He just found that the best product to offer through there was fast food because everybody was buying it. Back in the 50s and 60s, it was new and everybody was buying it. Now, today, everybody's still buying it, even though they know they shouldn't. It's not good for them. But my point is that Ray Kroc understood that he didn't want to sit behind a counter wrapping up hamburgers and serving them to people. The guy that started Starbucks, he didn't want to sit behind a counter and be a barista making coffee and selling it to people. Ray Kroc and the guy that founded McDonald's wanted to have an empire of outlets that move that product to the consuming public. You've got to have consumers using the product to be a real business. But they wanted to be up where they were overriding everything. I want to take your thoughts out of a linear transaction of selling into a higher global view of having 10, 20, 30 outlets that are moving volume, and you're getting 20, 30, 40% on it, and you're making $5,000 a month, whether you get out of bed in the morning or not. If you relegate yourself to a salesperson, you will never have that happen. And lastly, I'll close with this. I should have been a preacher. This is my fourth close. Here's the last thing I want to say to you. Ready? Listen closely. Listen closely. 95% of people rate sales as the last career they would want to be in. They have an unpleasant view of salespeople because they've run into what is typically the hacks. 95% of people are intimidated by sales. They would never want to take a sales job. Are you hearing me or not? For any number of reasons, it doesn't matter what. But if you set yourself into a position that you're going to become the product salesperson, and you're out talking to people and saying, yeah, I'm in this and I'm selling this product, you eliminate 95% of the prospect pool that will get in with you if you told them, I'm in business, I'm creating distribution outlets globally, and we have a product that everybody on the planet wants. That's a script for you right there, by the way. Somebody take that off the recording. That is a business script. But if you tell them, yeah, I've got this product, here it is, I sell it to people, I buy it for 10, I sell it for 20. Let me tell you something, you're eliminating 95% of the prospect pool out there. Why? Because it's not you, it's not the product, it's that they themselves have this discomfort with sales. Does that make sense to everybody? So at the end of the day, I sell the product. I sold about 7 of the sample packs in the last 3 days. Where? When I went and got gas. I only buy a quarter of a tank of gas at a time now, by the way. So I can go to the gas station more often. In fact, I've gone to the gas station 2 or 3 times where I open my tank up, I put the spigot in, but my tank was already full. Why? Because the people and the people will show up, they pull to the tank, the other side of the tank where I'm pumping. And you know what I say to them? Here's the script. I say to them, hey, excuse me, I don't mean to bother you, but could you tell me what the price on your side of the tank is for premium? And they tell me. And I say, oh my God, I thought mine was higher. And they look at me like, what is with you? And I said, listen, are you getting sick of these gas prices like I am? And they say, yeah. And I said, I've got a solution. I've got a 7-minute video you can watch that can help you with that. Would you be interested? Yes. Give me your contact information and I'll send you the video. Now, they don't know anything about it except it can save them fuel. I didn't tell them anything about the business or the product. And I did not ask them to take my card. Listen, I didn't ask them to take my card and here, go check this out and call me. The minute you do that, you're letting your parakeet out of the cage and the hawks are going to get him. You have got to get their information and control the process. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk further about this. I appreciate you allowing me to go a little longer, a lot longer. I'm looking at the clock. So thank you. I appreciate you. I hope this is valuable to you. And I am going to tell you that over the next 2 weeks, we're going to have a passageway to platinum for anybody. If you've only got 1 or 2 people and you want to be platinum before the end of the month, I will assure you over the next 5 to 6 days, if you start right now, we can help you all hit platinum by the end of the month, all of you. Because all it takes is 12 people who will put 199 in to start a project of their own with tax benefits, great profit, and great international potential. So tune in tomorrow. We'll cover that up. Mike, do closing thoughts, and I'm going to wrap it up.
That's fantastic, Coach. And I tell you what, as we listen to these daily, we all learn and expand our minds, and that's happening in my own personal household. My wife's never been a big networker, but guess what she did last night? She watched the movie called The Secret, and she's telling me I better watch it. So it's contagious, and we appreciate what you're doing and appreciate everyone being here.
All right, everybody. Thank you for going to 20 minutes. Plus my bonus that I always take. God bless you. And let's go make it happen. Jeff, I'll look forward to talking to you here shortly. And all the rest of you, let's go platinum. Let's go platinum. See you later.